The smoke behind the mirror. In the heart of Abosi, an ancient Igbo town wrapped in red earth and ancestral pride, lived a once prosperous farmer named Okonkwo. Widowed early, he was left to raise his only daughter, Olubube, whose name meant "miracle is great." She was indeed a miracle, bright-eyed, warm-spirited, and gifted with the voice of a songbird. Her presence in the village square would turn heads, not just because of her beauty but for the wisdom that dripped from her lips like fresh palm wine. But time, like the river Idemalai, flows onward, carrying both blessings and misfortunes. Okonkwo, aged and longing for companionship, married again, a woman from a far-off town called Nando. Her name was Uremma, and though she came bearing smiles, her heart was a well of secrets. Uremma was not an ordinary woman. Unknown to many, she was a daughter of the night forest, a sorceress who once bargained with spirits to gain beauty and power. She needed one more thing to complete her dominance, the heart of a pure soul. And in Olubube, she saw her prize. At first, the stepmother played the role well. She sang songs while sweeping the compound and cooked yam porridge seasoned with stories. But slowly, her mask began to crack. She started by giving Olubube the heaviest chores, fetching water from the distant stream, grinding pepper till her palms bled, and tending the stubborn goats that often ran into the forest. Still, Olubube never complained. Instead, she sang as she walked, her voice floating like smoke above the trees, stirring even the spirits of the forest. The villagers, enchanted by her cheerfulness despite hardship, began to whisper. "That girl is light in human form," they said. Uremma heard these whispers, and jealousy became a storm within her. One harmattan morning, Uremma approached Dibia Okizi, the village seer whose shrine was hidden beneath a giant udala tree. "I want her gone," she hissed. "Her shadow darkens my light." Okizi looked at her with eyes that saw beyond flesh. "Be careful, Uremma. The spirits are not blind, and every deed echoes in the land of the ancestors." But Uremma had made her choice. The next Thick market day, she gave Olubube a task. "Take this basket of kola nuts to your uncle in Egoku. But beware, you must not speak to anyone on the road, nor look behind you, no matter what you hear." Olubube, trusting, nodded and set off. The road to Egoku passed through the Oji forest, where ancient trees whispered secrets. As she entered the thickest part, she heard someone call her name. "Olubube, Olubube." It was her mother's voice. The one who had died years ago. Her heart pounded. She stopped but remembered Uremma's warning. Yet the voice came again, closer. "Olubube, my daughter." Tears welled in her eyes, and against better judgment, she turned. And the forest vanished. Suddenly, she was in a different realm, a place where the air shimmered like heat and the ground glowed with eerie light. Before her stood Uremma in her true form, a creature with eyes like burning coal and skin that shifted like smoke. "You disobeyed," she sneered. "Now you belong to me." But before Uremma could strike, a soft wind blew. Out of it stepped a tall, regal woman dressed in white, with feathers in her hair and light in her eyes. It was Olubube's mother, Adeebi, now a guardian spirit. "You may have magic," Adeebi said, "but love is a stronger force." A battle of chants and winds erupted. Trees bent. Rivers reversed. But Olubube, clutching a single white feather that fell from her mother's hair, began to sing a song of hope, of light, of truth. Her voice broke the spell. She woke up on the forest path, the basket beside her, untouched. The sun had not moved. Time had been held. When she returned, she found the compound in disarray. Okonkwo lay ill, weakened by Uremma's poisons. The villagers, fed up with Uremma's growing menace, gathered at the square. With the help of Dibia Okizi, they summoned the truth. He cast Nzu powder and drew sacred symbols in the sand. Uremma was exposed before all. Her beauty melted into rot, and her spirit fled, swallowed by the earth she once defiled. Okonkwo recovered, and Olubu became a figure of legend. She later became a Lolo, married to a wise Igwe of a neighboring town, and often returned to Abosi, her songs echoing through the hills. They say when the moon is bright and the trees dance, you can still hear her voice in the wind, singing of strength, love, and the wicked stepmother who tried to steal the light but was undone by it. The end. Would you like a version in Igbo or illustrated scenes from the story?